Good evening. Thank you for coming. Yesterday I gave a full account to my girlfriend of my actions on the evening of the 24th of May, of what I thought and did. I am now going to repeat that account directly to you. I know a lot of you have been wondering and speculating about what has happened over the past few days, what you've seen on my social media and on my girlfriend's social media. I think it is therefore sensible for me to present the true story of what happened. On the 24th of May, at around 5 p.m, I started to notice that I was quite sober. Having been around sober and drunk people, I was aware of the signs that one might be sober and how it can present. At 5:15 p.m, I decided that I would open a can of cider, Strongbow Dark Fruits, and start to drink it. To protect those that live with me, I offered alcoholic drinks to them as well. At this point in time, they declined the offer, and it was just me that was drinking. At approximately 5:30 p.m, I finished the can and opened a second. I did not at this point in time deem it necessary to worry my girlfriend with the decision of whether or not to have another can. As it got to 6 p.m, hour 2 of the evening, I opened a third can of Strongbow Dark Fruits. At the time, I truly believed this was the best thing to do. The evening continued and I had another can or two. As it got to 7 p.m, hour 3 of the evening, I came to realise that I couldn't be sure whether or not the cider I had been drinking had yet had the intended effect. After the fourth cider, I decided that the best way to test if I had managed to alleviate my sobriety was to take a short drive to the nearest Tesco. I got in the car, and after a short period of looking for the steering wheel, I realised I was in the passenger's seat. It was at this point I clambered over to the driver's seat and began the journey to Tesco. I arrived at Tesco, and while I had hit 3 street signs on the way, I had not knocked over any pedestrians, so I was still uncertain as to whether I had been affected by the ciders or not. While I was in the Tesco car park, I entered the shop and bought another crate of ciders. I will stress that I believe that this is something that was permitted and was sensible to ensure the safety of myself and those around me. The drive back from Tesco was easier, knowing there was a 15-can crate of Strongbow Dark Fruit cider in the boot to look after, helped me safely drive the full journey home. I arrived home at around 8 p.m, hour 4 of the evening, and cracked open and drank a few more cans. The evening progressed, and the effects of the cider started to become quite evident to those around me. At one point in the evening, I was challenged, "You're drinking that so quickly, you might as well just be downing the whole can." At the time, I believed that this would be the best thing to do, and so I downed the entire can of cider. I did not ask my girlfriend about this decision. She was sober herself, and so had huge problems to deal with. Every day, I have to exercise my judgment about things like this and decide what to discuss with her. Later on in the evening, at 11 p.m, hour 7, I had made my way through most of the newly purchased crate. It was at this point that I started to feel queasy and as if I might need to be sick. I decided that it was in the best interest in these extreme circumstances to move out onto the balcony of the property. Arguably, this was a mistake, and I understand that some will say I should have instead gone to the bathroom. Indeed, following the subsequent events and the necessity to hire a jet washer the next day, some would say that throwing up on the balcony may not have been the correct decision. I believe that I made the right judgment though, and I understand that others may disagree with that. I have explained all of the above to my girlfriend, and I'm happy to answer questions from the media who are here. Do you regret what you did? Because many people in the country have made sacrifices in the last couple of months, and it seems like you were just doing whatever you wanted. Thank you. No, I don't regret what I did. I believe that what I did was within the regulations, and that it was the right decision at the time. Why did you drive all the way to Tesco to see if you were drunk? That doesn't sound like a very safe thing to do. Did you stop, or anyone notice you on the way? I personally believed that this would be the best way to test my sobriety. I was careful not to stop and to drive at a strict 10 miles an hour below each speed limit along the way, so as not to cause suspicion or alarm to those around me. Why did you drive to Tesco? It sounds opportunistic to mix the drive with a trip to buy more alcohol. Wouldn't any short drive, or trying to walk in a straight line, or trying to touch your nose have told you whether you were drunk or not? The point is not that Tesco was a nice place to be. If you've seen it, you'll know it's just a big concrete building. I believe that the drive was the correct and permitted way to test whether or not I had become drunk. Would it not have made more sense to go to the bathroom when you needed to throw up? There is no regulation covering the situation I found myself in on Saturday night. I had to exercise my judgment about what to do, weighing up all these different things. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Take care.